Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an M40 M43, the Tier 8 American SPG, located on the South Spawn and Fisherman's Bay, and it's under the command of Oldcook of W-UNI. Battle started. Well, he's got the 8-inch gun, which makes this the M43. It's built on the hull of an M4 that's been extended and lengthened. That's why there's a bigger gap between the road wheels, you can see there. And that's because it's carrying extra weight. It's a very heavy gun, the 203mm 8-inch howitzer, which is capable of 1050 alpha penetrating 52mm of armour. And it's got an 11.1 meter burst radius, can do 12 seconds of stun, quite a long time. Okay, Oldcook's taking it to a position where he can actually get shots on the enemy in the centre, as well as the ones going through the town. And his first target is an MT25 who's in a bush just on that corner, who probably thinks that he's not spotted, and now he's dead. That is just a classic shot. That I do that one every time. It always makes me laugh. Some tank comes up there, they think they're invulnerable, and they think, oh, I can just shoot over the edge, and any enemy tank comes into sight, I'll put a hole in them, and then an Arty puts a hole in them and they're out the game. That was definitely a penetrating shot. It was a blind kill, which means obviously he doesn't know how much damage he did, but I think if he knows how much the hit points of an MT25 is, yeah, he can work it out for himself. Definitely a penetrating shot. Reload time is quite long. It's 38 seconds. He's fired a round in. Oh, we got another direct hit. That A43 took a round right in his side. And that T-3485M just decided to bypass the windmill, and he's headed around the corner. I think the A43 at this moment is trying to work out how he managed to get hit. Strip 74 comes around the corner. And the A43, oh, he's missing a huge chunk of his hit points. He lost 73% of his health in that shot. 73%. That's a big hit. Okay, he's loaded. Rounds out. Coming in. Oh, and unfortunately, the shell lands short and it stuns our Jagdpanzer 4 instead of hitting the two enemies. Now back on that A43. And Oldcook will only need a splash to take out this guy now. He only needs to loop the shell over the ridgeline onto the A43. He's out the game. And that will be his second kill. And the guy's moving about as if he's trying to defend that corner. But if he stays where he is going to be toast. Okay, just set your aim. Steady. Steady. Rounds out. Here we go. Oh, it went long, and the A43 survives for another 38 seconds. That Panther's holding that A43 in place. He doesn't want to go around the corner, and he doesn't want to leave there, because if he does, he'll get shot in the rear as he retreats. He probably also thinks that whilst he's there, he's also spotting for his teammates behind him, and the Panther ought to be aware of that. Oh, and he's decided, yes, he is going to try and escape. And he's running away as quickly as he can. He's got to the first defense line, which is that corner. Okay, and Oldcook has decided rather than shoot on that corner, he's actually going to try and shoot at this Hellcat who's at the back. Now, he's 100% health, but he won't be for very much longer. Rounds out. Oh, but he looks away now. I'm afraid he's done this before. Don't look away from the target when you've just fired. It doesn't help you, because you need to see what happens to the shell so you can correct your shot the next time. Normally, RTE has in the battlefield, in real battlefield, they'll have forward observers who will actually correct the fall of shot. They will tell the Arty virus or the Arty artillery battalion exactly what happened to the shell. Where did it land? How far they need to correct? You know, how many meters so, which way, and then obviously they'll correct the fall of shot to make sure they get the thing on target. Direct hit into the side of the IS. Good shot there for 473. Don't look away from your target the moment you've fired, because otherwise you're not going to see what you did wrong so you can correct it the next time round. I know this is something some players like to do. Some players like to pull back to a distance, watch from what's going on from a long way away. But again, it's not telling you anything. You're not getting any information from the fall of shot. It's very important to know exactly what happened to the shell so you can ensure that you get it right the next time. Well, an enemy tank, a T-92, a little light tank, has actually moved up and he's now sitting behind the windmill. But we've lost sight of him because none of our teammates are in a position to actually see the T-92, except that Super Hellcat has moved up to the bushes. And there's the T-92. Oldcook's adjusting his fire. He is loaded, ready to go. He's just got to dial in on this target. A few more seconds. Oh, we fired a bit early there. But he did get a direct hit and he wiped him out. He actually hit him and wiped him out. That was a penetrating shot. And this time round he didn't flinch and pull away from the shot afterwards. So we did get to see the wreck appear. A43 keeps popping up, but now he won't be doing it anymore. He made one trip too many. Okay, now we're looking at the Hellcat. And we're almost loaded. If Oldcook can actually get rounds into the Hellcat and the Super Hellcat behind him, that will allow our guys on the west side of the battlefield to get in. Oh, he got him! Another direct hit, and I'm sure that that will be a penetrating shot on that Hellcat as well. Unfortunately, our Super Hellcat got taken out by the LT-432. This is a tier 8 game. That's a tier 8 light tank, and they're quite deadly, those LT-432s. Fast. Only got an 85mm gun, but they make a lot of use of it. We're almost loaded. Oh, he's taken care of all our defenders on that side of the battlefield. And now he's headed south. Unfortunately, Oldcook's not adjusting enough to account for the movement of that LT-432, which is quite a fast little tank. So, as a consequence, he wasn't able to adjust his fire to get a shot on the LT. Now he can, but he's not fully dialed in, so it's going to be an inaccurate shot. Okay, the VK3001D took a hit there. Oh, and now he's been wiped out, but he did get the kill. He did fire in and he did get the kill on the 432. He had taken enough damage. And apparently he's now picked up a Naydin's medal because he just killed all the light tanks on the enemy team. The Super Hellcat goes down, and that is the last enemy because they've cleaned up on the east side of the battlefield. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's the second class tanker for Oldcook in the M40, M43. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 12 in that one. A fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He did get 4 exactly. A Naydin's medal because he killed all the enemy light tanks. That was the T-92, the MT-25 and the LT-432 during that game. And he also picked up a high caliber for getting the most damage in the battle. And I suspect, yes, these penetrating shots. Yes, he did penetrate the MT-25. He did penetrate the M18 Hellcat, that one went straight through, and he did penetrate that T92. So yes, penetrating shots on these games, on these vehicles. Let's have a look at team score. There you go, highest damage, 2,757 hit points of damage. The next high score was that LT-432. He did 2,530 hit points. He was so OP that he actually managed to wipe out most of the guys who are on that west side of the battlefield. See, he got 5 kills, which was the highest number of kills in the game. And Oldcook got 4. And then the IS-3 managed to get 3 kills. When it came to base XP, it was Oldcook with 857 base experience points. 784 went to the L3432 on his team, and 726 went to the KV2R on his team as well. He fired 9 rounds, got 5 direct hits and 3 penetrations. You saw which vehicles he actually hit to: the light tank, the MT-25, the T-92 and that Hellcat. 6 splash, damage of 2,757 hit points of damage. All of it was at more than 300 meters. He damaged 6 of the enemy, killed 4, and did 516 hit points of stun assist off 4 stuns. On a premium account, he earned 26,414 credits, got 50,000 credits from Veni Vidi Vici, and after ammunition resupply, and these shells are expensive, but he didn't fire that many, he actually ended up with 72,791 credits profit. He earned 857 XP from the game, got ×2 for the first victory, and there was obviously something else here because he took away 2,572 XP, but of course what replays doesn't tell you the full story. But very nice to get a Naydin's medal. It's very difficult to get these nowadays because when you're in the higher tier games, you obviously normally have wheelies in the game, and wheelies count as light vehicles, and wheelies move really fast. Yes, I know that's a Bugs Bunny reference there, or was it Elmer Fudd? And yes, it's very difficult to take out the wheeled vehicles because if you they're running all over the place. And Arty, well, especially when you're shooting at long range, it can be very difficult to nail one of those little buggers, but I did on one occasion, and the EBR 105 driver complained bitterly that I was cheating in some way, that I managed to get him with a one-shot right in the middle of Fisherman's Bay. I actually told him that yes, I was aiming correctly, and I sent him a copy of the replay afterwards so he could see how I did it. Yes, it's not too difficult as long as you can follow them and track them and work out where to put the shell when you fire it. So if you enjoyed this replay and the way that Oldcook took out those light tanks with penetrating rounds, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel. Hit that little notification bell so you get alerted when the new video goes up, and thanks for watching.